revolutionary printer Benjamin Franklin watched as a ship slowly sailed into the harbor. He knew who was on that ship. It was the Reverend George Whitfield. George Whitfield had served Lady Huntington and her husband for many years. But when George was done serving her, he began to preach publicly. 25,000 showed up to hear him preach. 25,000! Benjamin Franklin could never believe that. But when George Whitfield came to Philadelphia, thousands showed up to hear him preach. George Whitfield climbed up the courthouse steps and began to preach. But Ben had an idea. He was wondering how many people could really hear George Whitfield. When he was done calculating, he realized that 30,000 people could hear George Whitfield at once. Benjamin Franklin was shocked. George Whitfield was an amazing man. However, Benjamin Franklin and George Whitfield soon developed a friendship. Although Whitfield was a Christian and Benjamin Franklin was a deist. But even Benjamin Franklin knew the dangers of preaching. Sometimes people threw rocks at him and yelled insults at Whitfield. But Whitfield's preaching was so incredible and emotional that sometimes the people that heard him became Christians. God used Whitfield's efforts. One time, Benjamin Franklin went to one of Whitfield's revival meetings with a silver piece, a gold piece, and a bronze piece. He noticed that there was an offering plate, but decided not to give anything. But as Whitfield began to preach, Benjamin Franklin was ashamed of that and resolved to give the coppers. Then, as Whitfield continued, he resolved to give the silver also. And Whitfield finished so admirably that Benjamin Franklin emptied his pockets wholly into the collector's dish, gold and all. Whitfield had emptied Franklin's pockets. Whitfield continued to spread his message of salvation throughout the entire colonies. He never gave up. But soon he began to get older. And as he got older, he got sicker. One time he had a disease, but he refused to stop preaching. His last sermon was preached atop a barrel. Then, the next day, he died. We will never know if Benjamin Franklin became a Christian or not. But we do know that his relationship with George Whitfield had an impact upon his life. At the Constitutional Convention, Benjamin Franklin proclaimed that God governs in the affairs of men, despite his beliefs in deism, which proclaimed that God does not govern in the affairs of men. And this is what we do now, that whatever George Whitfield did, he did it for the glory of God.